I think those were all very good points you made there, Jorasar, but we're jumping into game 2 now, and that is what BlinG is going to be focusing on. So let's get straight to it and introduce these two players. Spawning in the lower right, we have the Red Terran from Team Empire, currently 1-0 up in this best of 3, a place at WCS EU on the line. We have Happy. And his opponent spawning in the top left, most certainly desperate to win this match, force the third game to stay in with a chance to get that in this qualifier. We have from Team Dignitas representing the UK, the Blue Protoss, BlinG.
And BlinG currently 1 game down, GGing out, I want to say, fairly early from game number 1 there, after he realized Happy had an advantage. Perhaps he was saving his energy here for game 2, wants to maintain his momentum and doesn't want to dwell too long in a game where he's basically going to have to play catch-up for a long time. The gateway going down in the main base now. Just a barracks going down for Happy at the moment. He is up to 13 supply, so we could potentially see a gas out of him here, or he could be going for 1 Rex gasless expand. So it's not going to be a Rax and then an immediate gas. We'll wait and see what his choice is in just a mo.
So, currently BlinG as well has not taken any gas quite yet, as we hear Jorasar is coughing out his lungs, and I must admit, both of our voices are pretty much getting to the point where we feel like we're basically breathing razor blades, because we've been casting now for coming up to 9 hours. That is a long time to be casting solidly, so I hope you are all enjoying this. It's a pleasure to have you all on the stream. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and yeah, we have got just a 1 Rax command center opening from Happy here.
All right, and things, things looking pretty normal so far. Not getting the gas, not getting a potential Reaper, because while there's actually a very, very little cliff space here to use in Akalon Waste. You can't actually jump from the 3rd to the main base. That cliff is too large. You can only go from the natural expansion up, and this area is a lot more easily covered. So Reapers don't tend to be a great choice on this map, which is why we see the gasless expand instead.
Now, for BlinG, currently he's just getting up 2 gas, so he could still be going for a relatively quick expansion, nothing too crazy there. He's also getting out a Stalker. He didn't skip the Zealot though, so does have the Zealot there. Could go for some 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker with a Mothership Core harassment. The SCV though for Happy, seeing everything, and meanwhile Happy just getting down a bunker at the front and being very, very safe.
Yeah, Happy playing it quite conservatively here. And with good reason as well. I mean, he saw BlinG move up with that early game pressure in game number 1. And BlinG was determined to make it work. Happy actually lost a lot of SCVs, putting them around the front of his bunker. But at the end of the day, he won the game, so he must be feeling pretty confident that he can do the same thing again. I think, though, BlinG might not attempt to try the same thing. I wonder if he realized that if he had simply pulled back after killing the SCVs, he would have been ahead, or if he was just focused on, I either win the game with this push or I GG out. I can't tell for certain, because I'd like to see BlinG try some early game aggression again. I think he was doing it quite well up to that point.
Yeah, he definitely took out a good number of sentries, Jorasar, and the other thing as well is that until he really went for the second bunker, he hadn't lost very much, but the problem was he didn't really tech behind that, and that could be the one concern for him. Now, as we see here, BlinG is taking his natural nexus. He's getting 2 additional gateways, just as we saw in the first game, but also the robotics facility. This is the first big variation between game 2 and game 1 for the Protoss player.
Exactly right. So we're going straight for the robotics facility this time, and again, I think this reinforces what I believe, that BlinG maybe thought I had to win the game with this push or something similar, which is why he overcommitted in game 1, as opposed to, I'm going to do exactly the same thing but just make a couple of minor tweaks, because we see a different strategy altogether come out of him this time around.
Yes, this is going to be a very different strategy. Straight away, we do have Stim on its way for Happy, so he's currently playing very similar to game 1 as well. So, with any luck, he should be fairly okay. This Mothership Core does need to be careful. Luckily, pulling back, BlinG was paying attention there, doesn't get it taken out. That would be a tremendous loss at this stage. Yep. Meanwhile, BlinG also getting up his Twilight Council, so really getting a lot of tech out early on. An incredibly different playstyle to what we saw in the first game.
And Happy being very, very cautious here, going for that second bunker just like he did in game number 1. And Forge and Twilight, as you mentioned, popping out now for BlinG. Oh, and a really nice scan there from Happy. Sees pretty much everything. He actually sees a Twilight Council, but not the Forge at this point. So I wonder if he thinks the Twilight Council might be for a Dark Shrine. Only time will tell. Maybe Happy will try and send another scout in. We've got the ground armor level 1 upgrade coming in from the Forge, indicating perhaps that we might see charge come out of this Twilight Council. And yes, there it goes.
What a good read you had there, Jorasa. You are a genius indeed. And this, of course, is something that scan was absolutely perfect, though. And now Happy should be very confident with what's coming up. As you said, though, might be wondering, is there going to be a Dark Shrine? But then, having seen the fact that the robotics facility is down, that would really put me against that being too likely, because I'd be thinking, that's a lot of tech commitment going out for that Dark Shrine, and a bit of an odd point to get it. So I think this should be a fairly easy read for Happy going. It's probably going to be charge, most likely. But just to be on the safe side, a missile turret is coming down at the entrance to the natural. 2 bunkers there as well, and indeed that'll force back any observers that come out.
Happy is actually playing this game very, very conservatively. 2 full bunkers, getting the missile turret out as well. Is he real? Wow. At the 8-minute 40-second mark, pulling some SCVs as well, just in case BlinG has something up his sleeve. So he is seriously expecting some early game aggression here from BlinG, and I think that's actually hurting Happy a little bit, Maddles, because he is spending time not scouting out across the map, not mining with those SCVs when he pulled them, building bunkers, building that turret. These things cost money, and BlinG, in the meantime, is just macroing up like an absolute boss. The worker supply at the moment is 45 to 51 in BlinG's favor right now, and Happy just playing quite paranoid, to be perfectly honest, maybe allowing BlinG a little bit too much breathing space.
Well, wouldn't you be quite paranoid if you just come out of a game where your opponent had run into you and just nearly beaten you then and there? We've got the double drop, though, coming out, though, for Happy. It's coming on the side. The observer didn't see that. There is an observer sitting right in the center of Happy's main base, getting a good view of most things, but very little drop defense in terms of vision, and that could be really bad news for BlinG, because Acheron Waste is a great map to drop on, just due to how much dead space there is. But literally, as I say that, we see an observer come out there. BlinG, absolutely brilliant timing placing that there, and it may not spot it, though, if those medevacs do skirt the very edge of the map.
And they are literally right up on the edge of the map. This observer is not going to see it. Even if it did see it, I mean, a well-timed medevac boost might actually squeeze him in there. Oh, and he's going to go on top of the Templar Archives. He should. I think he's going to pick off the Templar Archives pretty much instantaneously there. And yes, we do. Psionic Storm. No, you don't. Absolutely not. And there's more tech there as well. Picking off a couple of probes now. But the rest of the army is coming back. Happy getting into a great position. Absolutely no surface area on those Zealots right now. And he is, in fact, just going to boost out of there. Needs to be careful, though, that Planetary Nexus performing. Oh, very, very nice there. Great feedback from that High Templar. So no Psionic Storm, but feedback still coming in very useful.
Another double drop coming into the main base. This is so drop heavy. The Nexus actually taking a lot of damage here. The Marauder's doing quite nicely. A little bit of pickup and drop by Crow there. And if this Nexus goes down, that'll put BlinG down to just 1 base. Happy looking so good at the moment in this game. And indeed, the Nexus does fall. That could be a catastrophic loss for the Protoss player, who is now down to just 1 mining base. Instantly restarted, had his tech delayed, had his economy halved basically, and now of course Happy, he's taken very little losses there and only really the drops, but the counter-attack is what he's got to defend against.
That was absolutely huge, Maddles. Now restarting Psionic Storm, of course, because the Templar Archives was taken out the first time, but that second drop was so unbelievably devastating. The second drop coming back into the main base, picking apart some probes as well. This is adding insult to injury at this point. The supplies aren't very different. 104 to 97 at the moment. And oh my god, if he gets the Templar Archives a second time, I am going to blow my mind. He's going to get it.
He is going to get it. It's going to go down any second, but BlinG, he is pushing up into the natural. The Templar Archives fall. BlinG has to all in at this point, but the repairs are going down. The force fields going down on the bunkers to stop the repairs. The first bunker falls, but BlinG, I just don't think he has enough here. Happy doing such a good job of holding this off, but in come the High Templar. They're effectively useless, though, without Storm, and so with the bunker repair, BlinG is forced back, and there's the nice play. Empire Happy does go through to the finals, 2-0ing Dignitas's BlinG, and therefore gets his seed in the WCS EU tournament.